All right. Good evening, everybody. The time has come, the moment everyone's been waiting for, the Antitan Direct Livestream edition. All right. So I've been cooking with this for a while. All right. We got a lot to talk about today. There's been a lot of changes with this direct throughout its course of production. So again, sorry if there's like any mistakes in here. Nothing's perfect. Come on. I also literally made all these decks, made most of these decks, kind of templated some of the others, and another deck someone gave to me. Other than that, I did this all in like 3 hours, guys. So we're gonna hop right in. All right, so before we start, I think it's time we get a nice overview of how we got to this point. This is the third set that Antitan will be a part of, and it's a big one. We got a lot of stuff going on. Let's recap Firestorm real quick, because I thought it was going to be a lot different for Antitan than how it turned out. We had the introduction of Champ Spectaris, I love that card. I love that card to death. I thought that card was going to be amazing. It got put on Fraud Watch. And I was originally like, hey, Artemis Antitan, this is the deck. Everyone's like, we can't search Artemis. Fawnlet's bad. No reason to play it. So Artemis Antitan just became inconsistent. People dropped it. And we kind of just went with more of a Argo style package that we've seen Bean Soldier actually win with. I think it was at the pre-local for Cards HQ that Bean Soldier went undefeated with Antitan in Firestorm, which is crazy. On top of that, one of the decks I thought wouldn't even function well, Hermes Antitan. We saw top 16 placement by Bo, but listen, it's Bo. If Bo wants to win, Bo's gonna win. Let's be honest, guys. Let's be honest. And finally, I thought that was just gonna be it for Antitan. We had an undefeated win at a pre-local for Big Premiere, top 16 placement. But this past weekend, Spiders and Titan got top 4 at a Premiere, and its loss was to Chronodile in top 4. It's crazy. I didn't expect that at all. So huge shout outs to Clever Plan for that. That was an amazing run. I was rooting for you. But hey, ending it with Chronodile winning 2-0 in finals as well. Get to that. We can get to that another time. But anyway, we are here for Antitan. So before we hop into the decks, I think it's time that we talk about the 4 emperors of this format. And no, I'm not talking about these 4 emperors. I am talking about these 4 emperors. The big 4 bugs have arrived. All right, let's hop into it. All right, we're going to start off with Spectaris. I think Spectaris has been an amazing card, but Spectaris is back. We're talking about the big hitters of this upcoming set. We got Champion Cyprong being able just to pop 5 costs and higher. And we got Afro sitting as a 5, swarming the board. Just like Viscerus, it's got a glaring weakness to suppression, which Daybreak Spectaris easily counters through. Also, not to mention that since Spectaris is a 4, Cyprong doesn't hit over it. Cyprong can't swing over it. Cyprong can't daze and destroy it. It counters Cyprong, which is a really good card going to the set. Now let's move to Champ Spectaris. No longer on Fraud Watch because of Artemis's era. We'll get to that card later, but no longer in Fraud Watch. Moving on, Viscerus. I got nothing else to say. Listen, we got 3 Viscerus in the format. It's still good. I feel like some other cards are getting better with it. Maybe we might be moving a little bit away from Viscerus, but at the same exact time, it's Viscerus. We have Board Swarm. which has a bug trait as well, and Earth, in case we brick Varm in hand. It's fine. We're set. And then I would think it's a returning contender is Doppelganger Nobby. So, very funny enough about this. I wasn't expecting Doppelganger to perform in this meta as well. I actually started to trade off some of my Stellar Nobbies because I wasn't ready for this. I don't think Stellar Nobby, I don't think Nobby Doppel was gonna absolutely succeed. Then Ari showed me a list, be like, this is it. This is the list. And I was like, okay, I trust. One of the main things is Nobby Doppelganger clears post Bear Bomb board. As long as they don't have back row response, which might definitely be an issue. But Nobby lowers everything by 2, swings over Ursicle, ascends to Doppelganger, gives everything else -2. So Majursa is now -4, sitting at a 4 attack, which Doppelganger can swing over now. Not to mention this walls off Aphros. Again, the swarms being all 5s. Doesn't matter when you're getting -2 by Doppelganger, potentially more. And Doppelganger might not be dying off. We'll get to that later, though. And lastly, a new contender, everyone's favorite goober, Champion Cyan Nectar. There's a lot I want to say about this card. If you haven't seen anything that I've been posting about, this is my favorite card in the entire set. And I think it's only fair to pair Artemis Arrow together because Champ Cyan Nectar searches it. This card is so good. It's so good. And not to mention it's a 4. Artemis Arrow gives a -2. And so it swings for 6 basically. Like, dude, it's so good. This card is so good. Champ Spectator. This card saved Champ Spectaris, guys. Let's be completely honest here. Saved Champ Spectaris. It's beautiful. Alright. Now, that's my little introduction to this. So now it's time for the decks. So, I did a little lying, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a liar. I'm sorry. I lied a little bit. Starting off, I was like, okay, I got 5 decks to show. That changed to 6 decks, then 7, and then today that changed to, yeah, I got 8 decks now. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but okay, I want a preference. Some of these decks are a little silly. They might be a little funny, a little silly, but I think they work. They're what's it? These cards are amazing. Some of these cards are amazing, but it cooks. All right, so we are going to hop right into this. All right, we're gonna start off with one of my favorite decks from the Firestorm format, Rhino Buddies. All right. So again, I said I was a liar. I lied again. This is the only deck where Antitan is not in main. Again, I will not be showing off what's it called, sideboard, because again, this is a very, you can make the sideboard however you want. My only recommendation is you better put Antitan out in the sideboard if it's not in main. But just a little overview of this deck. This is basically Rhino Sect. Oh, this is, sorry, Cryo Rhino. I don't know how we're saying this, guys. My apologies. But with the Arbud package. And one thing I want to make clear is that with my games I've been playing this deck, Bud Varum makes this line of Rhino Sect just really consistent. So I just want to preference it before I go into this. Arbud can search out Rhinof, but can't search out a Rhinosect. Varum can search out any bug. Any bug Elestral. Actually, I think it's any bug card, I think. Because I think it also searches out Lair. But that's another thing. We got Arachne's Lair in this deck. And again, this is a very aggressive Frost deck. If you're a Frost player, this is for you. My only thing is, there is literally one card swap in Lifestream, and I'll get into that. So for the deck, this is what we're looking at for the deck. All right, let's just go down the line. 3 Arbud, 3 Aardvarm. This is the only time I will give you guys permission. Oh, by the way, before I get into this deck was also beautifully crafted by, I think they go by Johnny S on the Play Network. I discovered this deck from this person. They went 4 and 3 out of Premier. Pretty much the same list. I just swapped Tsunami for Madness. It's completely insane. This deck is awesome, but I'll preference. This is the only time you guys can get away with 2 Varm in a deck. I don't want to see 2 Varm in any other deck, alright? That's disgusting. Get out of here with that. But mainly why I give you guys permission is this really functions off Arachne's Lair with Turbo. And if you draw Varm to hand, you're kind of locked out of that. But again, if you like start your hand with Varm, what are you doing? Like, you're Frost. You can mulligan. It's okay. It's okay, guys. We have Cryolings in the deck. We can mulligan here. But my big preference with this deck is I didn't even think of this strategy. I don't know why this went through my mind. But Frost Enchanted Arachne's Lair. Not only does this start to power up Cryoling, but Arbud can ascend off Arachne's Lair, which is insane. Literally, if you start your turn with, if you go first, you start off with Arbud, Arachne's Lair, you just have Rhinosect next turn. Because what your play is, Arbud search Rhinymph, play out Frost Enchanted Arachne's Lair, disenchant to ascend Arbud into Varm. Varm searches out Rhinosect. Now you got the combo next turn. There's a lot. Me and Sylvie had a little stream when I was like playing this deck, messing around with it. There are so many interesting plays you can do with the Rhinymph and Arbud that the deck just gets insane. And not to mention, and Frostrix is here. If you just want to keep adding on the chaos, it's an amazing deck. I love it. Not to mention Cryoling's here, Narpoon's here for searches, Catarant to heal. Galaxy is also in here. Champsy, because it's broken. Champ Galaxy is just, it's a good card. Like, we're on water, so why wouldn't we be playing it? So my only change for this deck was I swapped out Tsunami for Dionysus Madness. I'm starting to like Dionysus Madness a lot more in this format. I think Tsunami might just be a side card. Listen, I might need to test it a little more. Don't quote me on that, all right? But I just like Dionysus Madness better. It's an amazing card. Beautiful card. So we are going to move on to Spider Buds. All right, so huge shout out to Clever Plant. I kind of made a skeleton version of their list that they went top 4 with at this past premiere. Amazing list. I was not expecting this list to actually perform, but it just works. 6-1, only losing to Coder in Swiss. Amazing. It's insane. So it keeps up the idea of like a Earth Fire Bug Nexus deck with Turbo Lair and draws. Spiders might be good, guys. Spiders might be back. All right. This is the list. I kind of swapped around a few things. They had the Demir package in there. I kind of swapped it out for Cyprong Dionysus. Also works off of Madness, so you can keep up some control style. But yeah, it's pretty much like the same thing, but with Dionysus package. So it's pretty nice. Yeah, I was really impressed with this deck. And I'm a huge fan of it. So I really do want to see this deck perform more. But go down the list. 3-1-1 Antitan line, what you should be playing. 2 Viscerus. Actually, well, technically 3. The 3 Vis. Equalinks and Kinleo as your 2 little Nexus guys. 3 Warmite to play in combo with Hearth. 2 Paracne to play off of Lair. 2 Specteris. Specteris, like I said, very good card. You don't want to skip on this card. And Lavalith, because listen, you're on fire. Why aren't we playing Lavalith here if you're playing fire? And then Dionysus Madness, again, love this card to death. All right. Again, these builds might not be perfect. Like I said, I made them all last minute, so is what it is, guys. Is what it is. So we're gonna move on to Hermes Antitan. Guys, I will be honest with you. I never played Hermes in my life, guys. I'm gonna be honest. I never tried Hermes. I'm not a Hermes expert, all right. I kind of just skeleton off Bo's list. This list is probably outdated. Bo's probably got something better cooking, but I literally just Aviolus there. So this is what I'm kind of looking at. It's pretty much Bo's list for top 16, but I just replaced Ultras with Aviolith. I just needed something to throw in quick. I think Aviolith's a pretty good card. Having the ability just to power up Hermes, just to keep going with that ability. Also playing around with Hermes Trickery in here as well. And hey, look, Dionysus Madness. You might see a little... you might see that this card's probably played in every single one of these Antitan decks, because Dionysus Madness is a really good card. But yeah, I don't have much to say. I think this is also one of the only lists I put Rabbit in. So I don't know how I feel about Rabbit right now. Ari was we were having a conversation about Rabbit. We have mixed feelings about Rabbit right now. I don't completely know how I feel about it just yet. So listen, if it's going to a heavy Rabbit, maybe Rabbit's back at it again, then we do more Rabbit. But with everyone on, pretty much everyone's going to be on Cyan Nectar at some point. So there's a lot to do. You could even throw Cyan Nectar into this deck. Why not? Just because you can. All right. You could easily just be all right, maybe you don't need Aviolith. Let's just swap Rabbits. Maybe just swap. Hey, take out 3 Rabbits, 2 Aviolith, 1 Specteris. You throw the 2/2/2 Cyan Nectar package, 2 Cyan Nectar, 2 Artemis Arrow, 2 Champ Spect, and throw a little bit of a heavier lunar package with that. I don't know. You could probably do that. Why not? Why not, guys? All right, moving on. We got YV Titan. All right. Gosh, I hate YV Titan. I have mixed feelings about YV Titan. But because we got a new Wasp IV, I feel like we got to mention it. Wasp IV gained some pretty cool buffs this set. Some new stuff to play along with Dionysus, which we added back in. I think it's the first list on here that I added Cyan Nectar in. Cyan Nectar goes crazy. New Wasp package is pretty good. Welcome back, Champ Specteris. All right, let's get into it. All right. Yeah, so listen. Don't talk about the bottom 3 cards. I just wanted to get silly there. But, all right, 3 Ardbud, 1 Var, and 1 Antitan. You gotta play that. I did 2/2 Cyan Nectar line with the 2 other Wasp, because, they're fun. They're fun cards to play with. I think they're very flexible to play around with this deck, especially that your poison stuff is now searchable by Champ Cyan Nectar. And I think a 1 of each for Wasp Ivy is fine. In the end, if you don't think you're playing these, you just Antitan them. You use Antitan effect on them. Just get rid of them from hand. Doesn't matter. No one's gonna blame me for that. Then we get the little Vis Specteris stuff. Cyprong Equal Links. Why not? Get the Dionysus package in here. Get some Earth strategies go on here. You got Tunic. Play Equal Links. Why not? Just why not? You could. So going to the bottom, I put Poison Nectar in here. Because it's silly. I'm a big fan of Poison Nectar. This is the only deck I actually put it in. You can honestly probably replace them with Argo and just Argo Tunic. Why not? But I think Poison Nectar is pretty silly. If you got Dionysus out, that's just more aggression. So if you want to play around that, sure. if you're going to take YV Titan anywhere, I wish you the best of luck, and I fully support you doing it. But yeah, this is a pretty fun deck. Now we're going to move on to Romantis and Titan. I'm seeing PK in the chat. So PK, this one's for you. I literally just decided to do this deck today. We love Hopperoo. This is a little bit of a silly deck. But as per PK's request, here's this deck. All right. Sorry, it's taking a sip of water there. Romantis is pretty silly. I kind of like Romantis. Actually, we got to reveal Romantis, so it's fun. It's awesome. So here's Romantis and Titan. This one's a little silly. It's a little funny. All right, guys, this is actually pretty close to one of my like big lists that I'm making. I just kind of just forced in the Hopper Romantis package. I think Romantis is quite silly. It could probably do some stuff with Antitan. Unfortunately, Romantis just kind of gets destroyed by back row, unfortunately. I love the card. It's such a cool concept, but back row really causes this card to have a bad time. But either way, wait, are there 4 Vis? Oh. So, thanks for pointing that out. So, you can easily just replace that Vis with either a Spectaris, Cyanectar, or just third Hopperoo. See, this is what happened. Like I said, guys, I literally made this all like last minute. So when you're making 8 deck lists at once, things get a little out of hand. So anyway, don't play 4 Vis. If you play 4 Vis at Kissimmee, you will get banned. So don't do that. Actually, I don't know the ruling on that, but you will get big trouble, and that's not good. Cyprong is awesome, though. I'm a huge fan of Cyprong with this set. I'm honestly, this is before we get, like, I'm assuming we're getting Demeter support down the line with all the other divines. But as of right now, Cyprong does the job. Easy removal. Good Nexus bank, good control option as well. Zero said replace with second Ardvarum. Unfortunately, none of the other buds are here to moderate chat. It would just ban you on the spot. I'll be honest. That's a joke. All right. Anyway, Romantis and Titan, pretty silly deck. Don't play for. Oh, I forgot. I forgot the spirit math up there. Here, you want to know the spirit math of this deck? Count how many cards are lunar. Add that many lunar. Rest is earth. Have fun, guys. Thumbs up. All right. Artemis and Titan. Okay. All right. Artemis and Titan. This was the deck going to Firestorm that I was saying, like, this is it, guys. We got the best deck. All right. We got the best Antitan deck. This is it. Artemis was inconsistent. But we have a reason to play a Fauntlet now to search out Artemis, and that's because of Theraheart. Theraheart's an insane card. So I thought, hey, what if I made Theraheart and Titan? So that's what I did. I made Theraheart and Titan. So why not? I'll get to this now. There's a little tech. I go into this more with a later deck down the line. But this is the strat that Ari gave to me. And of course, I got Ari's permission to share this with you guys. Doppelganger plus Rise from the Shadows. Doppelganger ain't dying. Doppelganger just lives. All right. If you haven't seen, the past Livestream testing stream, I was testing, a version of Doppelganger Rise. That card just doesn't die. And it pays for, you literally just pay 1 to keep it, just to bring it back. Like, it's so good. You reset his position. You can just reset Nalby for all that matters. I'll get into this more later. Okay, let's just get into the actual stuff. We got Theraheart stuff in here. Cyanectar, hi Cyanectar. We got Deadshot. I'm a huge fan of Deadshot, guys. I'll be honest with you. Artemis Deadshot is a pretty nice card. I think it's a great addition for the deck. Just more removal control. Also just playing control around there. I think there are more, lunar counter runes you could play with this deck. But Deadshot and Rise into the Shadows was the only things that came to mind. I think it's the new Dense Fog that can counter Champ Galaxy, I'm pretty sure. Listen, I'm an Earthcaster. I don't look into lunar stuff, guys. All right, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. But Deadshot, Rise into the Shadows are like your main points of this deck. Your stuff just don't die. If they want to kill Antitan, who cares? You got Lunar Antitan now. You don't even need to properly enchant it. You got Lunar Antitan. You still got a big body on board you can keep alive for 1 spirit. Sure. Why not? Like, it's crazy. I like this a lot. I like Rise from the Shadows. It's a pretty good card. But yeah, why not? You can mess around with this deck. Feel free. I think this is one of the more like fun Antitan builds you can make. I have a feeling this might be a bit of a brick city with 5 Ascensions in the deck. so if you bring this to Kissimmee, and if you brick a game, if you lose, you go 0-3. I'll be there. Don't blame me for that. Not my fault. But anyway, this is a really fun deck. Try it out on like a casual night or something. All right. We're gonna move on. I think this is like the big two of the. Here's the big two. All right. We got 2 big decks that are coming in. What I think are the best Antitan builds of the format. First off, Dionysus Antitan. All right, very standard build. Dionysus package is amazing. Everyone say thank you, Mr. Elestrals, for Champ Nectar. All right, I want to see the chat going. Thank you, Mr. Elestrals. Just get the chat going with that. All right, amazing card. Let's get into it. All right, so this was my main brew that I made here. So the big thing is we are running 2 1/1 line of Antitan. And the reason why I'm running 2 buds is because I put Rummagem to help really search out a lot of the other Earth package stuff. 3 Cyan Nectar. I bumped this up to 3. Because this is your main guy for the deck. You get PTA. If you don't need Artemis Arrow, you just get other PTA in the deck as well. Cyprong. Love this guy. The testing stream I did with Sylvie, I was playing this list against his Ludagon Antitan deck. It was just, every single turn was just Cyprong, Daze, destroy the big drop, pass, and then be like, okay, here's a 5 swing over Cyprong, pass, and that was like the entire matchup. But it's definitely more back and forth with this card, but it's a ton of fun. Equal Links is there as well. Rummagem can search it out. Good Nexus tool for rune removal. Champ Galaxy's here. You can never go wrong with Champ Galaxy. This time, listen, guys, we got 3 Vis this time. Okay, no one needs to ban me now. We got 3 Vis, and then 2/2 Spectaris line. So, of course, Spectaris, amazing. With this, both Spectaris. I went over it before. Suppression just shuts down a lot of the big cards coming out this set. So that's also huge. And of course, Champ Spectaris to work off of PTA. We got Earthquake, we got Resting for your limited removal. 4 PTAs, 2 of each. You play that based off of how you want to play with Cyan Nectar. Do you want to use it for like removal? Just have PTA set. Do you want to Poison Tip to combo into an Arbud Spectaris play? Or do you want to just have Cyan Nectar swing over something? Feel free. Triple Madness, pretty good. Like I said, Madness is an amazing card. Also with Dionysus in the deck, you get to just you get 1 back on Dionysus as well to keep up Dazing or Enraging. Oh, I mixed them up a little bit, but that is 3 Gorgons, 3 Shields, and 3 Ambrose. Very good. All right. So, what I'm thinking is the Dionysus package might just be a side, might be a little side deck tech. And I'm going to show you why. And that's, of course, what I think might be the best Antitan deck in the entire format. It is Lunar Antitan. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Doppelganger plus Rise from the Shadows just wins. It just wins. Synergy with the Dionysus build. I think the Dionysus build, you could just leave it on the side and play this. So don't complain about this. I might have to pull up the message for this. But there might be 2 Ambrose in this deck. Ari was very had a very strong opinion about playing 2 Ambrose. So if I need to, I could just definitely pull up what Ari said about that. But anyway, let's get into what I think is the best Antitan list of the format. Lunar Antitan. So 3 Arba this time because we don't need Rummagem since the Cyprong Equal Links package is just taken out. So we can just play 3 Arba. 1 Var and 1 Titan. 3 Side Nectar. These are your big guys. You want to keep these at 3. 3 Vis. 2 Nobby, 1 Doppel. Again, Doppel just clears. It just clears. Nobby just clears a lot of stuff. It's an amazing card. I put 3 Spectaris in here. Well, Ari, this is actually Ari's list. I'll be honest, guys. This was unedited from Ari's list. But I was testing this. It felt pretty good. It really felt good. But 3 Spectaris just to get more 5s in there. And of course, it's a 5 that can't be destroyed by Cyprong. Champ Spectaris, of course, for the Ascension, and 2 Champ Galaxy, for more removal. So yeah. Gamerman. So if Doppelganger is your only win con, Doppelganger is not the only win con, actually. That's why we play a ton of bugs in the deck. Again, like, Rise from the Shadows combos with a lot of things in this deck. Again, listen, if you want to keep Antitan alive, sure, run Lunar Antitan. You got Cyan Nectar, Artemis PTA. It's another, and with the Antitan combo, it's another. There's just multiple win cons in this deck that you just go off with. Rise from the Shadows, like I said, works with pretty much a lot of things, mostly everything in this deck, honestly. It's just, and again, I was testing this deck against Thunder, and I was getting hit with T-Storms left and right and still coming out on top of this deck. It's just really good. And also, listen, it's at 2 because it's also searchable by Bud. Bud searches this. You're going to draw into it eventually. If not, you got a ton of other... another big thing about this deck is pretty much everything that's not, utility is a 5. Viscerus is a 5. Cyan Nectar is basically a 6. Nobby is basically a 6. Doppelganger is basically a 7. Spectaris is a 6. Is a 5. Chance Spectaris you should not be attacking with. And Arbud's just a searcher. And Champ Galaxy is a 5 that can swap. It's really good. But yeah, the 2 Ambro, we're still I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I'll see how that does. But Ari had a very strong opinion about double Ambro because apparently, quote unquote, from Ari, that 3rd Ambro might be a bait in this format. But yeah, that's pretty much the list. Like I said, it's very matchup dependent. A thing about Doppelganger is it does lose to Cyprong. So, if you're ever versing like a Cyprong matchup, I don't know, match it with your own Dionysus package because you can. Or just keep it anyway if you got Rise in the Shadow sitting there. Why not? Yeah, so pretty much those were the 8 decks. I will now open this up to audience comments. I will be answering your comments at this time. All right, I'm gonna expand out the chat here a little bit on my screen. All right, feel free, comment what you want. But yeah. Oh yeah, no, there's no one galaxy. Yeah, it's just like the formatting of it. It did feel pretty weird putting more than 20 Elestrals in a deck. Like I said, you got 2 weeks till Kissimmee. But yeah. How many lists are theories versus play tested? The last 2 were play tested. Everything else is basically a theory. Do you think Antitan will win a premiere? I hope Antitan gets more than 4th place. But yeah. In your opinion, which of the 2 Wasp Ivies is your favorite? I really like Champ Wasp Ivy. I know, original Wasp Ivy is still better, but I don't know. Like, listen, I come from One Piece, and when I see the word double attack, I get all giddy, I get all happy, I get all like hee hee hee. Like I can't wait for it. I can't wait to make my opponent have the worst time of their life. I love double attack. A theory, an Elestrals theory, true. That's such a true. But yeah. Any other comments at this time? Feel free. But yeah, no. A lot of these were just kind of like tested theories. The Rumantis list was actually pretty similar to my Cyprong list. I just literally took out 3 cards. It is pretty much the same. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Hopru. I don't know how Hopru will do. I know Hopru is going to be a little bit annoying, but knowing with the amount of swarm that is going to this format, you do want to focus more on board removal and clear. So I don't know if it's Hopru's time. I feel like it might be eventually, because Hopru's got a lot of potential in it. I know one day it will. I know one day Hopru's going to pop off, and I hope Hopru pops off at Kissimmee. Honestly. If I see like one Hopru deck just do well, I'll be very happy. PSA Wasp Ivy and Titan is unplayable. Yeah, yeah, like I said, I don't like Wasp Ivy and Titan. I try to make that deck work in Clash. It just I don't know. It probably feels a bit better now with Champ Sai and Nectar in there. Making the deck a bit more consistent. But yeah, listen, like new Wasp Ivy, like I had to do something with it. Because it's just a thing that everyone wants to put together, Wasp Ivy and Titan. But yeah. Any other comments at this time, everybody? I'll give the chat a second. Wasp Ivy burn is crazy. True. If Earth had Tad Puff, it would be unstoppable. Gamer Man, that is the most true statement ever. I want Earth Tad Puff. Like, Rumantis would be so good right now if we had Earth. I mean, it would. I mean, I don't say like so good, but it would be a lot more playable if we had Earth Tad Buff. Have you tested against Lockagon deck? I haven't had the chance to, but I played with a Lock deck. But Lock usually has some Afro shenanigans in there. Either way, what's it? Lock? New Lock's like a 5, right? So I think Doppel and Cyprong can still deal with that easily, especially with suppression. It can turn off Frostfall Lockagons, like plus attack. So I think it's got a good shot against Lockagon. I think it's just really down to how the game state plays out. Because in theory, I feel like both decks can just succeed in that matchup. It just really depends on like who does their stuff better. Pretty much. Any other comments? Oh yeah, I should say, mainly I have played against Thunder, Lycavolt stuff right now, which by the way, new Lycavolt's pretty crazy. New Lycavolt is very fun, can't speak, pretty crazy to deal with. And it can get really like out of hand, if you don't properly deal with it. But at the same exact time, what's it? I think it's the OG, like, because I've seen decks that play both. But OG Lycavolt, sorry, OG Lycavolt gets shut down by Artemis Arrow, which is huge. Because it suppresses it -2, so it's a 4 attack, so most of your 5s will just swing over. Yeah, I think I've seen, like, I like OG Volt better, because especially that your Turbo is sending into it, and getting more amp ups in the underworld. Anyway, we're getting carried away. This is the Antitan Direct. Focus on Antitan, okay? We don't care about Thunder here. Here, I'll also scroll up a little bit. I'll see some of the past messages. See a comment, Rise is going to be big. That's so true. I will never thank the man, unfortunately. Didn't even build the best Antitan deck. Dang. Zeus is going to strike me down for that. Listen, I'm not playing a Kissimmee, alright? So I don't need to deal with that. Any other comments? Yeah. Sorry, this one was also running a little bit short. Like, there's a lot of changes for Antitan in this set, which is great. I think Antitan just has so much potential. And I think Cyan Nectar PTA just helps it a bit more. Because Kissimmee ain't a game. So true. So true. Kissimmee's going to go crazy, guys. So I hope your Kissimmee testing has been going amazing. I've honestly been meaning to build 4 decks, which are Lotagon, Locagon, Baraboss, and Antitan, and I've only focused on Antitan. What's Antitan doing versus Celestlio? I hope you got the Gorgon's Gaze. I still don't know what I'm building. Boy, do I have a deck for you. Do I have a deck that you can play? All right. Or this one. Either one's fine. Either one's gonna do some work for you. But again, I'm gonna. If you coach me, I'll take it. Listen, this deck is pretty straightforward. That's my only thing. Again, like, I'm gonna reiterate, Rise is insane. I think some people are kind of just sleeping on this card. But I think Rise is going to be a big issue. But for a good reason. I think it's gonna be. Rise is a very fun card that they've added. I'm very happy for Rise. I'm very happy that each element is getting like their own like big counter ruin. How just like how Waters had Tsunami. Like, I feel like we get more of these. It's gonna be awesome. Like, any more comments at this time, guys? Any more comments? But yeah, against Celestlio, it's it could be a bit rough against Celestlio. How many turns does it take to get Titan on average? It's been like a little all over the place. It's either what's it? It just, it depends on what you draw. Sometimes you're just playing like, what's it called? My mind is blanking, guys. I'm sorry. I'm very tired. Sometimes you're just playing more of a tempo game with all of your other guys. Sometimes you're just sitting out Doppelganger, walling out everything. And sometimes you just get Arbud PTA combo going. No back row hate, bestie. Antitan's effect is the one problem I see with this deck. Yeah, so that's the only thing, because your opponents still have the time to respond. I did listen, by all means, play Hurricane. Feel free. There's nothing wrong with playing Hurricane in the deck. So on average, I probably got it out like maybe 3 or 4 times during testing. I didn't see Arbud as much as I wanted. But yeah. Actually, it is very possible to get Antitan out turn 1 now, if you just draw Arbud PTA in hand. But yeah, more consistently, you can get it turn 2 if you sign Nectar first turn, and then Arbud PTA next turn. But you can definitely get it out. But also, I think it's just a situation that you might want to look to playing it more late game. Like maybe more mid to late game. When, yeah. Oh yeah, Artemis PTA, yeah. 100%. No, base PTA will not help Ascension at all. But yeah. How do you get it out turn 1? Not turn 1 of the game. I will preference, not turn 1 of the game. If your opponent drops something, their turn 1. No, if you can get Antitan out turn 1 of the game, that would be amazing. And I would be really happy. But no, it has to be turn 1, going second turn 1. From what I'm seeing, yeah, that could also be the case. I might need, I don't, it's in weird how like games have gone for me, because it's either gone like we go to late game or stuff, or it just, you know, it gets Swarm on the board to deal with. Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. Luckily, Earth's got links, which is great. I do think, like, if it's gonna be a format where people aren't respecting Hurricane, run Hurricane. It's still a good. Listen, hey, listen. We got the Hermes list. We're putting in Fin Dust. We're searching Hurricane, guys. If they Gorgons Fin Dust, they're wasting a Gorgons on a Fin Dust. All right, guys. That's all right. That's kind of a joke, though. But Fin Dust searching Hurricane's awesome. Yeah. No. You guys are bringing up very good points. Also, with early game, if they're setting up a lot of ruins, and you don't have forms of removal for it, you might want to try to bait out some counter ruins. And that's why you have a bunch of backups in the deck. You got Vis Swarm, you got Doppel, who can just wall out. There's a lot of ways you can play around. Like I said, I don't think, unfortunately, I don't think Antitan's BDIF, unless I'm proven wrong. That would be amazing. But Antitan is in its best state it's ever been. I'll leave it at that. This is definitely the best state of Antitan in the entire game, like in the entire game's history. But anyway, any final comments before we move towards the end of stream? Any final comments? All right, since I see no further comments, thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you guys subscribe to the Our Buddies channel. I promise we will post content soon, guys. It's been a very busy time, but a lot of us are going out to Kissimmee. So if you're going to Kissimmee, say hi to us. We'll be out there. Like I said, some of these decks might not be perfect, might not be the best way to play it. Some of these decks might just be theories, but at the end of the day, you decide how you want to play Antitan. I give you guys the baseline of what I think is a very good way. Just remember, the lunar build is penthouse approved. All right. So I trust the penthouse my life on some of these decks. All right. But anyway, guys, I am Log signing off. Make sure to subscribe to the Our Buddies, guys. All right, make sure you guys have an amazing night. We'll see you guys 2 weeks for the Kissimmee Open. All right, have a great night, everybody.